All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. Now, with Georgia Tech's athletic board set to have a special meeting tomorrow, things do not look good for current head football coach Geoff Collins. Now, according to the Atlanta Journal Constitution, they're already reporting that Geoff Collins is out as Georgia Tech's head coach. And in 3+ seasons at Georgia Tech, Collins' record has been less than stellar, as the Yellow Jackets under him are only 10-28. The Yellow Jackets have never won more than 3 games in any season under Collins. And after their 1-3 start here in 2022, Georgia Tech is well on their way to their fourth consecutive losing season, which would be the first time since 1932 that this has occurred. Now, Georgia Tech's program, their football program, hasn't been a consistent top 10 team for some time. You have to go back to the days of Bobby Dodd, but they've still been respectable. I mean, you're talking about a Yellow Jackets program that has made 4 trips to the ACC championship game. They do have one title over that stretch to their credit, a couple of Orange Bowl bids, but now they've just become an afterthought in the ACC. And honestly, the national presence, in my opinion, of the Georgia Bulldogs, who are the defending national champions, and not only that, Georgia, even going back to their days with Mark Richt as their head coach, they were a perennial top 20 team. Now they're a perennial top 5 team, and they are right in the mix to win the national championship, or at least compete for it on a yearly basis under current head coach Kirby Smart. So I guarantee you that's really not helping Georgia Tech's cause when you see your in-state rival dominating in the fashion that they currently have. And honestly, when you come to dominating, Georgia has dominated this rivalry with Georgia Tech in recent years. Now, aside from Collins being on the hot seat and it looks like he's on his way out the door, the same can be said for athletic director Todd Stansbury, because he is the guy who hired him. And I don't expect Stansbury to be able to stay around, especially being that Collins is more than likely gone. Like I said, the Atlanta Journal Constitution is already reporting that he's out. Um, Typically, when you're the AD and your school has a big football program or a big basketball program, and you miss on your hire for that position, very rarely do you get a mulligan. And I don't see a scenario where Stansbury gets a mulligan here, as the school looks like they're set to move on from Geoff Collins. So, what's going to have to happen now? You're obviously going to go out there and get a new AD. And of course, the AD is going to go out there and get himself a new head coach. But whoever those new 2 people are, they have to find a way for Georgia Tech to once again become competitive in the ACC. You look at Georgia Tech, aside from the losing, their offense has been abysmal in recent years. Right now, they're 112th in the nation in total offense for this season. That ain't going to cut it. The thing is like, Georgia Tech, they got to try to find a way to keep some of the in-state talent there, but also the talent-rich Southeast. They have to find some talented kids that want to come to Atlanta and play ball. So I look at Georgia Tech in the ACC. Right now, this is currently Clemson's conference, as the Tigers have run things in recent years. We're seeing a resurgence from Florida State. They want to get back to that level. And then there's another level of teams that you feel like are on the cusp in football, such as North Carolina and North Carolina State, just to name a couple. But then Georgia Tech has really just gotten lost in the shuffle. Georgia Tech right now is the homecoming game for everybody that they face. I mean, aside from Western Carolina, Georgia Tech has not won this year, and in most cases, they really have not been competitive. They were competitive for about a half in their season opener against Clemson at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They got past Western Carolina. They got shut out by Ole Miss on the 17th, and then they lost to UCF out of the American Conference by 17 points. last night. So I feel like that's the straw that broke the camel's back for Geoff Collins. But the bottom line is what Georgia Tech needs to do. They need to find themselves a home run hire, somebody who is going to bring respectability to this program once again and give the Yellow Jackets an opportunity to compete in the ACC. You think about it, Paul Johnson, he was steady with this program for a long time with his triple option. It was a scenario where, Johnson did have some lean years, but he would turn around periodically and put it all together. You think back before him with Chan Gailey. Chan Gailey was up and down, which is what resulted in him being let go. And then prior to that, the likes of George O'Leary. George O'Leary, before the whole Notre Dame fiasco, was pretty consistent for the Jackets. And actually, under O'Leary, Georgia Tech finished 5 consecutive seasons ranked in the top 25. The Jackets have to find a way to get back to that. And this next athletic director hire is going to be ultra important. And then the next football coach who comes in to take care of things is going to be more important for that. So Georgia Tech was hopeful that Geoff Collins was going to be the guy to turn it around. He was not. It's back to the drawing board. And now this team, this program that once was a couple of levels above what they are right now, and you could think of them respectfully in regards to ACC football. They're not there now. They got to find a way to get back to that as they have simply sunk into the abyss of the world of college football. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out now to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There is also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.